Okay, so talking about the three levels of our skin, we have the epidermis, which is our outer layer of skin. And then we have the dermis, which is broken up into two different layers, which is the papillary and the reticular layer. And our papillary is our upper dermis, and that contains our blood vessels and nerve endings. And then our hypodermis layer, which is our bottom layer, it is our fatty type of tissue, and that again contains our blood vessels and arteries, and it has the blood supply. So also in the epidermis layer we have our sweat and oil glands, along with our hair follicles, and yeah. So going on to the ABCD, I need to do the functions of the skin. So our skin has a lot of different types of functions. It helps us stay protected from the sun. It has our temperature regulations, keeping us hot and cold, our touchiness, and we can absorb things. We sweat to get different types of sweats off. It also is a big defense mechanism to our body. It helps us kind of stay protected from really big pathogens that can come onto us. So next we will be talking about the ABCD of moles. A is asymmetry, B is border, C is color, and D is diameter. So symmetry, it just means if it has an irregular shape. Border, if it has riggedy edges. Color, if it has two or more colors, if it has darker colors even. And then diameter, if the mole is bigger than 6 millimeters, that's kind of a concern. And then going on to the degrees of burn. First degree, it's really not too serious. It heals pretty fast. It just affects the epidermis layer, so like a sunburn. And then second degree burns also cause pain and redness, but along with blisters. And this affects the epidermis layer and the upper dermis layer. And it's actually crazy. Once my brother just got back he's on leave, and that night he got back, he actually burnt himself, and he got second degree burns on his hand and all over his leg, and I couldn't believe the size of the blisters. I actually have pictures, but that is on his hand, if you can see. I don't know if you can. And then his leg was so badly burned, it was terrible, but he did have second degree burns, and it is taking him about 3 weeks. He almost had to have a skin graft. It almost got 2 third degree burns, so it was pretty scary, but it's crazy that we are now talking about it. And then third degree burns are pretty serious. They usually require skin graft. This destroys all of the skin, and it can even get into the muscle and bone tissue, and it has massive cellular damage. So here's my picture, and it kind of, you see, it can be gray or black in color. It is pretty serious. So